Wow. Sure is weird out here in the unknown. Not sure when school will start again. Not sure when the economy will reopen. Not sure when some of us will get to work again. Get to go out to dinner again, play sports again, to hang out with friends again. And there are other unknowns. Like, how and when will colleges accept me as a senior? Or when will boot camp reopen, as I really needed to start my life in the military? Will the airline survive the next coming months? So many unknowns. Yes, we're all in some kind of slow pause thing going on here. And I've already done a video on the benefits of a pause like this, but just how long will it last? And everybody has a different time frame. 2 weeks, a few months. I've even read a new article say 2022. What? So with all of these blurry guesses and what ifs floating around out there, let's just all come back and strap into the certainties we know. I'll be right in.
Whew. Hey guys. Oh man. Whoa. Alright, so. Alright. We know we're going to be doing things differently for a while, if not longer. So the best thing you can do is attempt to find comfortableness in what they're probably incorrectly calling the new normal. We'll talk about that in a second. In this normal, you must know that your grades are going to count. They must count. So focus on them. Your teachers are busting their butts and brain cells trying to get you the curriculum you need so that you don't have too many things change. But some of you are sitting there doing nothing. And I'm not talking about those of you who have familial responsibilities and are out there working your butt off with mom and dad to survive this, or watching 3 or 4 of your little siblings during the day. No, you had to choose the lesser of two evils, and it's understandable. You chose the best of the worst. No, I'm talking about that kid who's playing video games 8 hours a day and not helping out his family. Or that girl on social media thinking that this is the time to become famous on TikTok at the neglect of her studies or family. Or if you're feeding off the internet and claiming you're depressed. And I'm not talking about the people who are really depressed. I'm talking about someone who's just like making an excuse that their life isn't the same as it always was and it's not easy and I can't handle it. There are way worse things that can come to head in your life, just waiting out there to surprise you and ruin you. But if you work now, if you persevere in the hard times, if you are awake when most are sleeping, if you are succeeding when most are failing, if you create when most are copying, and if you run when most are saying they're tired, well, imagine your success when things get back to normal. In the words of one of my favorite administrators, suck it up, Buttercup, because your life has only just started. Side story here. 30 years ago, give or take, guys, I used to dislike my father, and the only real reason I had is that he was really tough on me. Nobody wants things to be tough. Hence is why it's so hard to face today. But I remember him making me watch this one movie with Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey. And no, you old folks, it's definitely not that movie. He made me watch the original 80s version of Red Dawn. A Cold War scenario as if the Russians and Venezuelans had invaded us. It's already happening. I told you, the movie warned us. We should have been paying attention. Sorry, can't help it. And there's a scene in it where the father is captured and he's placed in a concentration camp with your fences and barbed wire. And the boys sneak down from the hills and get up to the approach where their father is behind the fence. And there's this really powerful scene where they're holding onto the fence and they can't hug each other. The father says, "Stop crying." And he told them there was a reason he was tough on them. And he was tough on them for times like this. Times when you have no control and can't face the world, or think you can't. I told that story to the people at my father's funeral. I told him he was tough on me so I could be strong in a time like this. I'm here to tell you that you can. You can face the world, and you can do it with pride and strength. There is no new normal. There is now, and there were the things that were. And if you focus on the things that were, now will be harder to deal with. There are things way worse than a little social disruption, guys. Remember, I've spent my life studying war. We are surviving. We're pulling through this. Our citizens in the hospitals and in our grocery stores have kept us alive and kept us fed. We must be strong for them and their families as well. There's one certainty in all of this that I'm not afraid to promise you. Things will never be the same again. Let me repeat that. Things will never be the same again. And here's why. For 13 years, I've explained September 11th to my students, now most of which were not even alive for the event. And for 13 years, I tried to impart upon them its worldwide influence upon all of us, even those who weren't born yet. But I knew deep down inside that it might be impossible to really get them to understand, because they weren't there. They weren't alive. Well, this is your 9/11. All of our lives have changed and will be changed by these events. Some of them we won't even see for years to come. So do not sit idle in these exceptional times. Do not waste your chance to be better. And do not forget to pay attention. Because when I was your age, I lost focus. I wish I could go back to September 12th, change a bunch of the things I was focused on. Things I would have told myself to care about instead. We let our emotions cloud our judgment then, instead of keeping our heads. 2 wars stemmed from it, one still raging silently on our soldiers. So pay attention, be diligent. Don't neglect your families, your schoolwork, or yourselves. Love one another and be good people, because we ain't out of this yet. So the code words, the only thing for certain is that things will never be the same again. Into the unknown.